When I think about the feeling of doubt, many things come to mind. I can remember the times when I doubted myself and really missed out on some great opportunities because I failed to act. For me, it's the memory of these missed opportunities that drove me to focus on what caused these doubts and how to overcome them. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome. My name is James. I'm glad you're here. I'm 58 years old, and I make videos that share my life experience in a simple yet practical way that's easy to consume and apply to daily life. Now, doubt is a feeling that took me a long time to get comfortable with. And for many years, it felt as though I would never come to grips with the way that it weighed on my psyche. It seemed as just when I started to build confidence, the sense of doubt would creep in and erode any glimpse of progress that I was making. It seemed as though the more decisions I had to make, the more I had to deal with it. And what now seems funny to me is the fact that many of these doubts were not my own. At times, these doubts were created by people that were close to me, be it my parents, partner, friends, coworkers, simply just a general consensus. Questions like, are they good enough for you? Or is this really what you want? And even, why would you want to do this when you can do that? And I have to admit, many of these people only wanted the best for me. But what I began to find out was that these suggestions and ideas were in reality their doubts, not mine. And this is where the inner struggle began. Over the years, I had to learn that at times I had to tune out those around me to determine what was the best for me. And sure, there was a price to pay. I would make mistakes, and these mistakes sometimes were painful. But the reward was that I began to learn from these mistakes, be it in relationships, career choices, political decisions, and even decisions regarding my faith. All of these came with heartfelt suggestions or advice as to what I was to do. And having the courage to push aside my doubts and make decisions that were right for me was usually the best outcome. The weird thing for me was that I found that these advice wielding people were usually the ones that were hurt the most about decisions that I was making. And what I began to figure out was that as I continued to live my life and build experience, the doubts began to disappear. I began to feel comfortable with the type of risk that I could take and manage. What a relief that was for me. I was learning how to separate the noise and determine a process for making really good decisions while also managing the feeling of doubt. Now, I believe the most powerful tool for doing this was by surrounding myself with like-minded people. And I found that it was within this trusted group that I could safely share ideas and the plans for my future. The benefit here was that these people would still continue to challenge me, but it felt different because their advice or opinions lacked the emotional baggage that usually came from people that thought they had my best interest. And it is finding these people that takes time. For me, I can count their names on one hand: Julie, Trin, Chris, Brian, and Andrew. And I'm sure they have no clue how important they are to me. And that I will leave for another time. If you want to see a video about this in more detail, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll call it, Who Are the 5 Most Important People in My Life and Do They Know It? A quote by William C. Richardson really resonates with me. It states, "The only thing that can stop you is the doubt that you carry in your mind." Leave me a quick comment if you agree. And this was how doubt manifested itself in me. It crept into my mind and steered me from choices that I should have been making for myself. But it also suggests that bettering your mind and thoughts is also a remedy to lessen doubt. I worked on building experiences and increasing my knowledge on things that were important to me. I also slowed down the decision making process. Now, time has a wonderful way to lessen doubt, as it either forced me to think more, seek additional input, or let me realize that what I was considering really wasn't that important. Either way, decisions became more about what was right for me and less influenced by what others felt, what they wanted from me. And this was a huge step in getting this process right for me. The Bible gives some great insight on addressing doubt. James 1:6 states, "But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." This was how doubt used to make me feel. I felt as though my own thoughts were not my own. But God gives us rock solid direction. Metaphorically speaking, when viewing my decision from the rocks, it allows me to look over the waves and toward the horizon, thus providing clarity to decide what's best for me. In closing, my name is James, and I make YouTube videos that share my life experience in simple yet practical ways that's easy to consume and apply to daily life. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, subscribe. I thank you again for watching and see you in the next video. Peace.